Right, there's a few minutes before we get the crude oil inventories report. This report comes out every Wednesday and it relates to crude oil and how many barrels have been sold or how many barrels is left. It can impact the market. It's usually a medium impact. Forex factory shows there's 3 minutes left remaining. The forecast is 2.4 million. The previous is 8.7 million. And let's just have a look at the history and the source and what it's about. It measures the change in the number of barrels of crude oil held in inventory by commercial firms during the past week. That means, well, let's just go for it. It's usual effect. Actual less than forecast is good for currency. So if it's less than what they forecast, it's good for currency because it measures the number of barrels of crude oil held. So that means that if they've got less barrels in stock, that means they've sold more barrels that week. That's what it means. It means they've sold more. So that's a positive thing. So let's see what it says. Sometimes it does impact it quite a bit, and sometimes it just doesn't really do anything. Not initially. Not initially. Sometimes it affects it after, not straight away. If you understand what I mean, it's not a complete impact straight away like plenty other news stories and news releases. Like for example, the core CPI on the USD, that would be a major straight away fluctuation in the markets. But this one is kind of a bit more gradual, but it does affect it. So it's a good thing. It's on every Wednesday, 3:30 GMT. It's something you should look out for if you're not familiar with it, if you're dealing with oils. We got one minute or so left. Let's see what happens. And you can see, looking at this these historical results, you can see that there's quite a huge fluctuation between the forecast and actual. Look at that. They forecasted that there would be 2.4 million barrels in stock, whereby there was 8.7 million barrels in stock. That's a massive difference. Same, well, this one's not too big, but it's still quite a fair way away. But the February one was quite large. So let's see what it is this week. Let's see if they make up anything here. It's coming out in 37, 36, 35 seconds. Nothing else is after that pertaining anything. It's not too much. Let's see what happens. A lot of people don't see this. Here it's marked as a medium impact, but we can never tell with these things. I don't really trade the news, but you have to be aware of these kind of things. 3, 2, 1. Let's see. Look at that. Look at the movement. Look at the movement. So they've got the information before we have, because look, it says pending. Look how it's moved. Look how it's moved. So remember, this movement is supposed to signify changes in prices. And if it means changes in prices, that means that people are buying and selling this stuff before. Look at it, 4.1 million. So they've got way more barrels left in. Way more barrels. They got almost double the amount of barrels they're supposed to have. So that's not good for the market. It's not good for, as far as these people are concerned. Look, actual less than the forecast is good for the currency. So this is more than, right? So it should be bad. But the problem is that you can't take this with a pin. You can't take this as it is. You can't take what they say, this bit here, as gospel. Do you see what I mean? Because it all depends on how the market reacts to the news. You have to find out how they react, because they might say, oh, yeah, the reason why instead of it going down this week, it went up, even though the news was good, is because we believe this is only a minor issue and it will bounce back. They always have an excuse to why it doesn't go as it's supposed to go. That is why I trade technicals. I do not trade news, because it's supposed to go down, for example, and it goes up, and you're like, why is it going up? It should have went down. Because they can interpret it as how they wish to interpret it. So I wait for the interpretation to be spelt out, to see it with my own eyes, and then once I get a signal, I move on that signal, because this should be going down. Let's look at the market. Look at it. If you're in a negative position here, or a sell position, and you had a stop here, you would have been stopped out. Let's see if it goes for any of these stops. Stop here, there's a stop, there's stops here, and there's a stop over this spike here. Let's see if it like changes the direction of the market. It's been going down since 7 a.m. this morning, and it's gone down 105 points. Me personally, I think it was waiting for this all day. And to get back to my point, where we saw the market reacting, and on Forex Factory it was showing pending. That means all of those people that are making this movement of the price have already got the information, and they have been able to make transactions regarding that information. So they've interpreted the information, they've received the information, interpreted it, and then made transactions accordingly. So it could be buys or sell. They've made a decision which way they're going to go before we've even got the results. Our one was still saying pending. So how do you think you can't deal with that, because they've obviously got information way before us, way before. They've already got it, and we're there sitting here thinking that, oh, the internet, I'm on like 5G internet or whatever, that my information will come way before anyone else's. Rubbish. It was pending. You saw that. We're almost like, well, the clue's in the name. We are retail traders. Retail. So before retail, if we're just looking at retail as a word, before retail you've got wholesale, and before wholesale you've got distributors, and before distributors you've got manufacturers, and before manufacturers you've got raw materials. So we are way, if you're just looking at the word in alone, we are way down the chain. So the raw material guys, they got the information way before us. Way before us. And they do their transaction, they do whatever they do to make the market move, etc., etc. And then we have to take what they are giving us. That's why I just wait for the signals. Just wait for the technical reports to come out, and then look at the technical results on the chart, and then move around. Luckily, the fluctuation wasn't that great. It wasn't that great. There was a bit of fluctuation, but it wasn't that great. But as I said earlier, sometimes you receive the data, and then after a while the effects of the data come out. So right now it hasn't really done much. It kind of fluctuated a bit. Some people got stopped out, but not many, only those scalpers and stuff. But most people are still in the game. Now, is the market going to turn? Will it go a different direction? Will the market start umming and ahhing, and then make its way back up, or will it come down again? And when I say come down, it come down significantly because of that news. It might start trending down further or trending up. It might give a nice solid trend because of that information that was just received. So only time will tell. This this is a nice, it's been doing nicely for the whole day. It's been doing nicely for the whole day. As you can see, it has it gave a decent signal in the morning, a really decent signal in the morning, and it's just been behaving itself, to be quite honest. It behaved itself, and then it came down to this area, bit of movement but not much, and then a massive drop. I think this was at the open. Yeah, this is at the US session opening. Dropped again, a bit, and it's probably going to drop down again. I can't tell, but it's kind of doing okay at the moment. We're getting signals for it to go down, but this is at the end of the day, if you understand what I mean. The first signal is up here. These are the signals, and these ones are little mini signals, so it can go either way. But yeah, it seems to be like that. So you've just got to be aware of the crude oil inventories, which, as I said, is on Wednesdays 3:30 p.m. GMT. And do not just take the results as you see them. You have to take the results and then decipher what it means when you see it on the chart. When you see it, realize on the chart. If it gives you a signal to go up, then fair enough. If it gives you a signal to go down, then fair enough. But don't just take it from the actual data which you've received. Don't just take it like that. Okay. Until next time.